Yes, sir. We are back, Jake. The Customary Podcast. We are here, baby. Was it episode 5?
Episode 5 should be way more, but we took a hiatus for a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome all the first time, the last time viewers, happily married, single, divorced users, listeners, everybody in between, people that shouldn't be on YouTube right now, the people that are on YouTube, moms, dads, side chicks, side men, everybody. Welcome all. We are here.
Welcome. Not everything's black and white, Dre. That's what we say.
Not everything is, but some things are. Let's
Yeah.
get it.
Congratulations to Oklahoma City Thunder making their first final appearance since what, 2012? Something like that.
Yep. Yeah. Their first
So,
final appearance since getting beat by LeBron 2012. So good for them.
Thunder's due. Like I said, they ruined the fact they could have had a dynasty back when they had KD, Harden, and Russ, but you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, because they knew it wasn't going to work. So, hey, if you don't win, you can't even be mentioned with a dynasty, Jake.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I mean that's true. I'm saying they missed out on the
you know,
potentials of one, but it's
right.
as someone that lived in Oklahoma, I'm happy. That's the only NBA team I've ever been into. So I've only been into I've never been to Indiana, LA, but when I lived in Oklahoma City, I went to one game, and I think I mentioned this to you. The My friends came into town. This was right out of college, so we were younger, and we bought tickets because it was the Lakers. And at that time, Kobe was there, and we were like, yeah, who would want to watch Kobe on the court? And we had a good friend who loved basketball, such as yourself, who knew a lot more about it than I did, and was like, yeah, I gotta see him. I gotta see Kobe. Anyway, so we buy the tickets, and it maybe 30 minutes later, we get the notification that he's sitting. He was hurt, so
Yeah,
we got to watch Kobe in a suit, but he was there, so it's kind of cool being
you
in the
got to
same
see him.
building. Got the same building, but
Yeah,
it would have been really
for
nice to
real.
see him play.
Yeah. I had some tickets to a Kobe game back in like, I think it was 2000 and like 4 or 5. Something happened and I couldn't go. I wasn't driving then, so I couldn't find a ride. And the tickets, I still got the tickets to this day. So,
That's cool. I should have kept
yeah.
my ticket stub. I might. That's somewhere. Well, how old was that, Dre? You couldn't drive back then. Were you like 5, 10?
Man, I couldn't drive, dog. I didn't have my license. I never liked to break the law, so nah.
I get it. I get it.
Yes, sir.
I get it. But yeah, congrats to Thunder. I only have like maybe a handful of friends or acquaintances that still live in Oklahoma City. I have a friend named Spencer. I know he's thriving, so I just saw him post about it today. So congrats. It does kind of stink. I do love Ant-Man. It was kind of like I told you earlier. It was kind of hand in hand for me. I would love to see Ant-Man go with the Wolves, but Oklahoma City going would be nice. And if the Pacers end up winning, kind of good for the middle of America. Not having New York, not having California or Texas, kind of in there. I think it's kind of good for sports in the game and middle America.
Yeah, regardless, we're gonna have was it to be the seventh different champion in 7 years. Let's see how it goes. All the old heads are used to the Celtics, or Boston Celtics, Los Angeles Lakers, Chicago Bulls being like, running decades. So it's good to see, different teams. I'm sure the ratings will be down, but hey, LeBron's not in it, so maybe they won't blame LeBron for the ratings this time, Jake. But
That's true.
yeah, it'll
That's
be
true.
good. It'll be good. The Knicks aren't done yet, so the Knicks aren't done yet. I say that all the time. It ain't done to that fat lady singing. She warming up. She's in the arena, but she ain't singing yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's I know one of those games. Basketball is one of those games where no lead is safe, and I
No,
think
definitely not now.
nah, and Halliburton proved that like on what game one I think against New York. But another
Hmm.
for NHL fans out there, the Panthers beat the Hurricanes, and this is the ninth franchise that has gone to three in a row, three finals of the Stanley Cups. Congratulations to Florida, the hockey state. Never would think hockey and Florida would
Hmm.
be synonymous, but here we go. Jealous.
They're getting it done.
Yeah, jealous as a fan of the Blues who did it at 19 and had quite a run. We should have never even been in the playoffs this year, to be honest with you. But congrats to all the Florida Panther fans out there. So, and we'll see what happens. I don't even follow hockey too much, Trey, but it's I like to get into hockey closer to the tail end of it because hockey just there's a lot of games similar to basketball, similar to baseball, and it's really hard to like keep up and keep up and keep up. But
Yeah,
watching
it's too much.
watching hockey in person is a blast. I don't think have you ever been to like the Blue
Nah,
Games?
not yet. Not
Dude,
yet.
it's a blast and not super big of a dome or not a dome or a stadium, whatever you want to call it, a rink, I guess is the proper word for it. Not super massive, so it just and you can get up top seats, get those nosebleed tickets. You can still see pretty well. And then if you, I've never sat on the glass. I think one of my bucket list items is to sit on the glass of a hockey game because you just get the
Probably cold up there too.
yeah and the bashing and like the just you can trash talk players if you wanted to, especially if you're
Yeah,
close to like the penalty box or something.
yeah, that'd be fun.
So, how was your week, Dre? We have Memorial Day on Monday. So, appreciate all those that gave the sacrifice to give us the freedoms that we have today. Um, but hopefully, you had a good week.
Oh, it was good, man. My buddy moved. He just bought a new Airbnb rental. It's like a cabin, but it's one of the nice ones out there in Branson. They just opened up. It's nice. So
Wait,
helped him move.
is your is your friend dating one of our other friends or one of our other acquaintances that used to work with you?
No, no,
Okay, because they just bought
no.
like another place too, like a Airbnb type thing, and I was like, damn.
Oh, okay.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, we got to get into some of these multifamily duplexes and rent
Yeah,
things
man. He
out.
said
That's
he was telling me like, yes, the only off months are January and February, but every other month, every day is 750 a night. 750 a night. I was
oh
like,
he
damn.
so he's so it's in Branson, right? Which for those of you listening
Yeah.
is some people call it I don't know Hollywood of the Midwest. A lot of
Hmm.
shows, a lot of country, a lot of and like I'm talking all kinds of shows, people. You got magic, you got comedy, you got
Yeah.
music. We have Silver Dollar City down there, which is a massive theme park, which Dre and his family love to go
Whoa,
to.
whoa, whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Whoa, no, no, you said it right. My bad, you said it right.
What?
Theme park, theme park.
I just said
Because
that.
a lot of people here be saying amusement park, Jake, and I'm like,
I
man,
didn't say music. Hey,
good
I'm just
job,
saying.
good job. My
Hey,
bad.
hey. But anyway, yeah. So Branson seems like a good place, probably in the area of Southwest Missouri to have an Airbnb. I would say.
Yeah, a lot of people go there for. Man, I know some people that went there for like their wedding and like
Uh,
the getaway and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's what's up. We take it for granted a little bit, but hey, it's there. What else happened? Went and seen Lilo and Stitch with the family. They seen
yeah.
it Saturday, then they took me Sunday.
So
Went and seen
the
that.
family got to see it twice.
Yeah, yeah, they seen it twice.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of rumors on that movie, or not rumors, controversy, I guess you could say, Dre, on a couple characteristics
Mm.
they left out, and I guess the ending being the biggest controversial topic.
Oh, see, me personally, I wouldn't know because it's the first and only Lilo and Stitch movie I've ever seen.
How dare
I,
you?
I didn't watch all that cartoons before and stuff like that.
The I guess the topic is that in the cartoon, she kind of fights for her sister at the end to that gets kind of
Hmm.
taken away, and in the new one, kind of just handed her over. Just like, hey, off my hands, and a lot of people didn't like that. Which was kind of like the biggest. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I've just
Yeah,
watched a few videos, read a few articles, and they said that was kind of the biggest one, on top of a few characters not being in there, the cross dress scene from the alien not being in there, which that could be a completely different, we can't do this, can't do
yeah,
that, but
yeah. And then people would have said, "Well, why they put cross dressing in a movie?
yeah,
Oh my God,
exactly.
they're making our kids like shut the fuck up."
You can't
But
please anybody.
yeah, nah, nah.
What's your take
What
on
you
it?
do, man? Oh, it
Yeah.
was a good movie. It was I say it was an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I mean, I cried. I cried. Hey, I cried.
Okay.
It got me.
You
It
need to
got
watch
me.
the cartoon then. You got to watch the cartoon.
Yeah, that's what my daughter told me and my wife. So we'll
I'm
see.
surprised they haven't sat you down and made you watch it. We tried to get our son to watch it, and he's just in this weird phase where he doesn't want to watch a movie. It's got to be shows. So like it's got to be the
Mm,
30-minute shows of Blaze and the Monster Machines, Paw Patrol, just Paramount Plus. Like he knows the words. Like, hey, I'm gonna try on Paramount
yeah,
Plus. Hey, let me kind of watch Paramount
yeah. He trying to
Plus.
get it in and get it
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
he knows. Hey, it's Paramount Plus. Like, don't turn on Paramount. It's
yeah,
Paramount Plus, Dad. So
yeah.
it's like,
Plus,
okay, yeah, it's gotta be the plus.
yeah,
But
Dad, pay that $6. That's what he said.
hey, we actually shout out for not shout out. I guess yeah, shout out to Walmart and a little plug. If you
Oh,
are a
Walmart
Walmart,
Plus,
if
yeah,
you're a Walmart Plus, you get it free. So we're Walmart Plus members and we get it free and justified. Like, okay, you can
that's clutch.
you get free delivery. I'm also a big fan of Scan and Go, Dre. So I will rather scan my groceries or whatever I'm doing as I'm shopping for
Yeah,
two reasons. I scan
I
them.
do that at Sam's.
Sam's had it, and I think Sam's is going towards like everything being there. But I'm a huge
Yeah,
advocate for it because one, I mean, I'm scanning as I'm going, so I don't have to go up there and rescan my stuff or like wait for someone to rescan. Second thing is I can kind
right.
of see how much I'm spending. Like, oh, shit, do I really need this? Like,
As you go.
yeah, like
Yeah,
do I need this? Do I not? And then you can always just check and refer like how much things you've spent in the past too, because everything just stays on like your I guess like your
yeah, yeah.
profile. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
so get out there if you don't have Walmart Plus. I think it's highly beneficial. Plus the free delivery, and we got it when it was like half off, and they run those sales. It was like, oh, join now for 50% off. So anyway, yeah, that's what we have
Hey,
Walmart Plus.
Walmart, let's get that ad going. Walmart,
Yeah, Walmart Plus.
Sam Walton and the family. Hey,
They're not too far from us, Jay.
yeah,
No,
I
not too
know.
far.
Arkansas.
Not too
Let's
far.
get it.
It was our Memorial Day was great. Was fine. It was very rainy here over the holidays. Southwest Missouri and the whole Midwest just got like soaked. So
Yeah.
we didn't really get to do too much. Had some pulled pork, which you're not a pork guy, but we just had some pulled pork on pretzel
Hmm.
buns. I'm a pretzel bun fanatic. There's like a barbecue and like bring them out pretzel buns, bring them out for the people.
Need to have them.
Yeah, I just have one, but I love pretzel buns. But did that, didn't do too much. Really lazy, kind of very lazy. I did take a LinkedIn course, always learning, advanced my mind, Dre,
There you
in
go.
customer success. So I did a LinkedIn learning course. So I did that, which was achievement. If you're not on LinkedIn, you can take courses there for free ish. You have to be like a premium member, and I only do this like once time a year, Dre, is where they'll give me like a free 1 year trial. And I just do it, and I take all
Yeah.
these take all these courses, and then
Yeah.
I'm canceling.
My
I'm not
wife
doing.
can keep telling me to get on there, but I'm very cautious, man. That shit freaks me out.
It's starting to turn into more of like a Facebook like X because
Yeah.
people can post like pictures.
Comments and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like some people keep things out. Like for me, I use it as just really like my resume. Like it's really just like what I've done,
Hmm.
building like a professional network and keeping tabs on people like oh so and so went here, so and so went there. Reading up, I read a lot of like stories too because LinkedIn posts like a bunch of like news stories like companies merging, flights getting basically just a very I don't want to say non-biased because I mean there's probably some little bias in that,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
That's
just
good though.
but it's just kind of like an overview. Plus, you get people talking about it that are quote unquote experts, I guess,
All right.
that you can use. But I recommend it, Dre. Not really just to like post about anything, but just kind of like it helps me always just like visualize like my resume and like just see like okay, I was here, I'm doing this, and then you could take these courses to kind of like broaden always learn always learn, and I haven't been in school in almost a decade, so just having these courses just kind of keep me a little bit I don't want to say sharp 'cause, like I'm not doing like PhD level works by any means, but like I'm listening to professionals speak and taking their courses that they're experts on. But your wife was right. I would do it.
Yeah, we'll check it out. But yeah, we did a little cook. We had a cookout over my brother-in-law's house and just hung out. It started at like 3 o'clock. We didn't leave that bitch till like 10. So we had a good. It was a long night, boy. It was a long
Hey,
night.
that's what the family barbecues. And black
Yeah,
families are
man.
always like they always say is like the thing to go to is what they say.
Yeah, man. Shit. I'm exhausted still, but I'm here for the people. We here. We here.
Was your and it was a you said your brother-in-law? Did you say?
Brother-in-law. Yeah, brother-in-law. Wifey's brother.
Okay,
Well,
I don't think I've met
yeah.
him. I might have seen him in
Sister.
passing.
Yeah, sister and they.
I've had to see him in passing at your daughter's birthday
Oh
party.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
But with the rain, we also had a roof leak that I don't want to say I've been dealing with because we've only really noticed it with all this rain. God damn, man, being a
It's
homeowner
a
is something
headache, man.
else. It's like, and our
Yeah.
house, I love our house, built in '07, but the roof is like original, and it is not a constant problem. But we've had 3 leaks in our time here, and it's just like man, and then like there's like installation issues when like they put it on. I'm begging for I don't say begging. I don't want like a tornado weapon through my house, but like I need a good storm to really shake it up. And if anyone out there at State Farm, drop their ass because every roofer I've heard said State Farm is the worst when it comes to roofing claims. They'll find everything they can to
Mm,
not do it. I've had a couple roofing companies out here, and like I'll tell them, hey, I got State Farm. Is like, and they're like, man, if you had so and so, we can get you a new roof ball because they work with them. These guys are the experts. They
right.
understand what's going on, and
They know.
people telling me like State Farm. I'm like, they're like anything with state in the name, so like all State Farm. Or and I tell
Hmm.
people if they can afford a Super Bowl commercial, you probably don't want to work with them because all they care about is making money and not paying out your claims.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if it's true or not, but
Yeah.
they were even mentioning that the people that are the north part of Springfield that got straight line wind damage, EF0, that tornado that hit, are like giving a run around like, oh, you don't know if we can fix it. Yeah, I'm like, we pay you, man. We pay you the premium. You
Right.
fix my shit. Stop conning me. Insurance is a big, gigantic scam, Dre. It's
Well,
one of
yeah.
it's one of the
I'm
most
waiting on Geico right now.
dude. It's the most insane thing to think about that you have to have it by law. Law, car
Hmm.
insurance, homeowners insurance, some rental insurance, depending on like your when you lease. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. But what's the law that you have to pay me out instead of finding every single
Yeah.
loophole about flood insurance or we don't cover this or we don't
Shit
cover
is
that?
crazy.
And it's completely legal. And I'm like, this is nuts, man. Insurance
Hmm.
companies should only exist.
Yeah.
I think they should be nonprofit. I think a lot of things should be nonprofit. Like I'm all for people making money, but things need to be instead of like any insurance does not need to be for profit. You're trying to help people, but all you care about is your money, paying your shareholders,
Yeah.
having your CEO have 10,000 yachts and going wherever they want to go.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Yeah, man.
It's a
It's
scam.
gets tricky.
In the
At
United
least
States,
send me $100 check every January. Yeah.
in the United States of
For
America,
not nothing.
insurance is the biggest legalized scam.
Yeah, it's one of them for sure. It's definitely
But anyway, roof's fixed. We got it taken care of. It's just an annoyance.
good. Good. So what we got?
Well, you had a couple interesting topics that I wanted to pick your brain about, and it was about, and I quote, Megan Maroney's ugly ass.
Oh yeah, man. She was out of line, man.
Do tell the
She
people, Dre.
tried. She tried it. She tried it, saying she was on was the AMC, AMAs, I don't know.
Mhm.
She was with Shabuzi, and she said something. Yeah, and it's like such and such. They like even created country music. I'm like, hold up, little
Hang on,
mama,
hang on, hang
come
on.
on now. You got.
You said they. Who's they? Who's the reference here?
I forgot the reference because she was straight up lying. Jimmy Rogers created country music.
I think she
Jimmy
said the
Rogers is his
Carters. Didn't she
name.
say the Carters?
Yeah, white family. I'm gonna just say it. Like I said, everything ain't black and white, but some things are. And Shabuzi just laughed at her like, "Whoa, what?" But he had to keep it straight. He had to keep it G while he was on camera, and then he tweeted afterwards like, "All right, this is." But it brought he did a politically correct type of thing, but we know what's up. She tried to get that off on live TV, but it is what it is, and she's ugly too. So it just was all bad all around for me. But that just caught me off guard.
You think it wasn't intentional, or do you think she just said it?
I think it was a lot of time people, they say rage baiting. That was like race baiting. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. But you can always fall back on, oh, I just wasn't aware. Okay, you wasn't aware, so don't speak on it. But again, that's the world we live in, Jake, man. People just do shit to do shit. Hey, sometimes I do shit to do shit. So
I'll do
ask my
shit
wife.
all the
You know?
time. I'll just today. I guess I don't know. I guess the definition of what you. I'll play dumb trying to get an answer from somebody and see like what their
Hmm.
response is, and just so I can test them and be like, okay, how's this person gonna react to the situation?
Yeah, just to see where they going with it. Yep.
And wait,
It's a little bit of manipulation, but it's all right.
I don't know if it's manipulation that I try to do. I think it's just more like in how people say like, can I trust this person, or is this person just a complete jackass? So it's like I'm trying to come. I'll just say something, just either get a response from somebody, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is what it is. This is how you think. So I'm really just gonna
Yeah.
leave the conversation, I guess, or and I don't want that to sound negative because like I'll talk to a lot of people, but there's the people where you just do not want to deal with because they're just gonna be a complete headache, and you're just like, fuck this, I'm just gonna walk away from this situation.
Yeah.
Do it all the time. I don't know if I would do it
Gotcha.
like a Megan Maroney standpoint, where I would deliberately do something on like a spotlight, but I guess like
Yeah.
everyone in Hollywood or Nashville, or I guess a famous person would do.
Yeah.
Which we were talking about too, like how much if you would you keep political or racism or anything
Mhm.
outside if you were like, do you think that belongs in, I guess Hollywood's a general term, do you think that belongs in someone that is broadly well known,
Like,
just to be
what do you
very
mean? Like,
opinionated, like being aware and making people aware of their thoughts and feelings?
I mean, see, that's the thing where, I'm a walking contradiction. Like, I respect it. I think she crazy as hell for doing it, but I respect it because yes, I think people should give their opinions on it, and whether it's so far this way or so far that way, as long as it's not no immoral shit, immoral like
Mhm.
crazy, but or propaganda or none of that. I mean, it's just like when people say should politics be in sports or politics be in that or this or that. I'm like, well, these people got they're regular people too. At the end of the day, they make money and they're on TV or whatever the case. But some have agendas, and that's fine. Actually, most do. But that's one of the things that bugs me when they were like, "Oh, such and such shouldn't be talking about politics." Come on, man. If you're dumb enough to vote, look, I'm a LeBron stan. If I was to just vote for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris because LeBron endorsed them, then I'm a dumbass. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I voted for him, them, or whoever. But I'm just saying, like, if that's how your vote can be swayed, then you're a dumbass. But a lot of people are dumbasses, so you know.
About half the country, I would say, are dumbass. That's just, and that's
You
my.
said what?
I'd say about half the country's dumbasses. That's my opinion based
Well,
on.
no, I mean that's true. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, you see what's going on right now.
It's a massive fact. I think it's just another platform being famous because you just have people will follow you on social media because you're famous, not because of what you do, just because you're famous. You live a lifestyle that most people
Yeah,
want, and that's what the curiosity is, and you can use it as your podium of, okay, cool, well, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. Like Robert De Niro, everybody knows he hates our current president and will very
right.
very proficiently speak out against it, And some people are like, I'm not watching a Robert De Niro film. I'm like, I don't. If it's a movie I'm watching. I don't care. This dude has a voice. He's
Yeah,
allowed to say this
yeah,
because you're having people saying the exact
that's
opposite.
crazy.
So it's like it's just a
Yeah,
way. It's just another platform, and you know, when people say something like that, like Megan Maroney, like I listened. I saw the Shabuzi side eye. I heard what she said.
but yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it. Maybe this is just something too of just like again, I'm a white male. I don't. I things go over my head sometimes in those situations, or I don't think of it as
hmm
like something like you would. But I was just like, oh damn, really? And then like I see Shabuzi's eyes, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy wants to say something. But
hmm
a lot of times it just goes over my head, not because I don't understand it, but it's just like I don't care. And it's not like, and I don't want to say like a
yeah.
negative, like I don't care, but it's just like her opinion or what she says doesn't matter to me. So it's like, I'm not going to her for guidance or like, oh, well, tribal council. No. And I think that's where people get so upset about like, they got to stop saying stuff. I'm like, why do you care so much? Like, why are you so obsessed with
Yeah.
someone so saying this?
Because people fake care. That's what it is. People fake care and they post something on Facebook or yeah, Facebook just to get some likes and get some Discord, but they fake care for a couple hours or a day, man. You know how it goes.
I mean, people love a good humanitarian effort, but I mean, I also understand if you're not doing it 24/7, then yeah, it looks shady as fuck.
Right.
Sports, I think, is a whole nother level because because you could be an actor, you can be a social media star, a streamer, Twitch streamer, but I think sports have a different level of pedigree when it comes to your audience, like you said, LeBron James, or even like I think as an athlete, and you and I were talking about this. What's the obligation as an athlete, knowing that what you do for a living is what kids dream of all ages, and people know you, you're a household name in sports. If you watch sports, the best players are going to be household names. What's
Yeah.
your obligation to? Are you obligated to try to like speak out when you need to, when you're like when you're completely like against something and you want the world to kind of just know your voice and know like you're not alone? Or do you think it's like I'm there to play my game, play for my team, play for my city, get my millions, and shut my mouth? What's your thoughts there? Like what's your take?
I think it's selective. I mean, you care about what you care about, like what you just said. Like some things I'm gonna like if I'm such and such, I'm gonna speak out against. Some things I'm not, because some things I just don't give a damn about. But I do understand that whatever is happening could affect some other people or whatever the case. It's kind of like what we were talking. What I text you, like one of the topics. Should a sports individual be a what
Role
did I
model?
say?
Role model?
A role model. It's like sometimes you're thrust into that position, but a lot of the guys don't want to be role models. I mean, you take Anthony Edwards for instance. He's like, I just want to hoop, I just want to ball, or Kevin Durant, I just want to come up and play ball. Like it's like I respect it. Like I, it says in the Bible, you're not supposed to like look at these people as gods, or you're not, you know what I'm saying? They're icons or whatever, but you're not supposed to worship these people. If and granted, some kids don't have parents to put them in the right direction, but
Absolutely.
or the right guidance, so they may worship that person or think that person's good or whatever the case. But being that person is like back to your question. Did they speak out about things? Absolutely, absolutely. Whatever they feel is that what they want to speak out about, then speak out about it. Like back in the day, they didn't in basketball, and I can just talk about basketball because I know a lot of basketball things. Like back in the day, a lot of people were scared to speak out about anything, but you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was on it when it came to the government, when it came to certain things, and then it went to like what was it? Well, shit, we'll go to Michael Jordan. He didn't speak out ever really, but he gave back. He never wanted to be what's the word? He was a humanitarian, but he always wanted to keep it low. But one time he slipped up and he was like, "Hey, Republicans buy Jordans too," and everybody ran with that. And I'm like, "Hey, it's the truth.
Mhm.
No matter if he's Democrat, Republic, third party, or Green Party, whatever." So, what do you think?
Tough questions, right? Not everything's black and white. You know that.
Yeah, man.
I think if you're a athlete, if you're an athlete and a pro athlete, or even hell, even a college athlete these days with the NIL money and the amount of fame and spotlight they get, or if you're even your 5-star high school recruits, right? I mean, those guys are known too these days. I think it's one of those situations where your brand is at play, and you see that a lot where if you say the wrong thing or slip up, then people will be the first to say this person's got to go. I mean, you saw that with Colin Kaepernick back when this whole thing started, where should athletes even be having a say in sports?
Hmm.
And that's the proof of if you decide to do something that people do not like, and you can ruin your entire professional sports career, not because of just being terrible at what you do. It's about your beliefs.
Hmm.
And I think that, I don't want to say it's a case study, but I think that moment, a lot of professional athletes just knew, like, okay, the game's out to get me. I have to make sure I stay focused because one wrong slip up, and especially for people of color, Dre, one wrong slip up, I
Hmm.
think it's completely wrong. And I just think if I'm an athlete, would I speak my mind? Absolutely. I think I would say, like, hey, it's this and that, but like, I mean, just kind of like the Bosa put that big red dunce cap on national TV right behind his quarterback, and it's like, all right, well, I'm glad the Niners, suck. But anyway, I just think it's one of those things where I don't think you don't go into sports to be a role model, but I think when you get to that level, it's like, okay, I have to just be the best human that I can be because eyes are on me, and little eyes too, right? So it's like the little kids, but I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things where
It's tricky.
you just have to be careful because one wrong slip up,
It's tricky.
and you
It's
can't
tricky
like,
because go ahead.
no, I would say you can't. It's not even about your words. You got paparazzi and cameras, and you do the wrong thing, and you get in an argument with a fan, and people are like, "This guy," and I'm just like,
Yeah,
those things you don't
it
really get.
gets tricky, man.
You don't get your job taken away from them. You might get some fines and stuff if you're a professional athlete, but yeah, man, it's thing. It's I
Yeah, I
think
just think it's tricky. Like you can like I just think at some point they put too much stock into it. Like these people are regular people and they have regular people, human being like attributes to where they respond or they if something happens, they react. You know what I'm saying? Like they aren't robots. Like, they're not like Ron Artest, for instance. Like somebody threw something at him. He's laying down on the desk at the game, and then he jumps into the crowd. Like, yeah, he shouldn't have done that, but that was just a natural reaction. Like it is what it is. Like
you're gonna
the
have those.
Oklahoma fans that cuss out certain individuals when they're on the basketball court, and if you say something back to them, then you're the bad player. It's like, wait, he just said something very disrespectful about my family, about my race, about this or that, whatever. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just supposed to sit there and take it. No, I'm a human,
Yeah.
and humans, have reactions. You know,
It's one of those subjects. I think it's like it's not something that you go into sports wanting to do, but I think as an athlete, it's almost like, okay, win championships, go to playoffs, but like it's a clause that's like a make believe clause, really, because it's obviously not there, but you have to represent the team and the brand being you yourself well, and that's being a role model in a
yeah.
sense. It's like you have to make sure you're not doing anything getting wrong. Well, 15 years
Hmm.
down the road, things leak of you anyway. You're a drug addict, your sex scandals, so it doesn't really matter at the time, I guess.
Man,
It
it's
just it
crazy.
matters when I think it matters more when you're an active athlete, I guess.
Right.
Oh man. I mean, but then you got the role models that do mess up. Like, look at Tiger Woods cheating on his wife, getting in
Kobe.
accidents. Yeah, people still love him though. Again,
Hey.
I think it also depends on the athlete themselves. If they make a slip up,
Yeah.
if they're super popular, I think people let it slide.
Yeah, I mean, because look at Magic Johnson. He has AIDS, people. He
Mhm.
was having sex with 10 women at once. Some say there were men in
Millions.
there too with him. You know what I'm saying?
Just
Billionaire,
orgies, just
still
orgies.
alive. Yeah, still alive. Like, what's worse, what Kobe did or what Magic did? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his wife stuck, both wives stuck by him, but Magic Johnson, everybody is, oh, it's Magic Johnson, the greatest point guard ever. He could do no wrong. He just has AIDS because of the decisions he made. It is what it is.
We're not stigmatizing AIDS, but I
No, it
yeah,
happens, but it's just like we're talking about athletes and situations they
the
are in and
decisions they
how they
make, yeah,
responded.
and
Decision
that
they made, and he responded well. Some would say
shit.
his after career, after basketball career, is better than his NBA career. You know, so
No, no. Speaking of that, I am pumped for this, and I texted you about the Shaq's documentary on Netflix about Reebok. I actually did not even
yeah.
realize that him and AI were like running Reebok's
Oh
basketball
yeah,
team. I did not know
but yeah,
that.
those are. I got both. I can't pull them out now, but I got some Shacks and I got some Iverson.
But I am super pumped to watch this because one, like I'm a nerd for like Shark Tank esque stuff, like
Hmm.
business acumen and understanding how brands work and like competitors and markets and not knowing that Reebok back in what the 80s 90s was a power brand and just getting
Hmm.
overtaken by what Nike and Adidas probably are still the top two in basketball.
Yeah,
And Shaq's a businessman, like and they were just mentioning about like after like I think Shaq's probably more successful now
easy.
than he was when he was playing. Like yeah, back in the day,
Hmm.
Shaq was Shaq. Like he was a brick house. No one could touch him in the paint. Really, I mean he couldn't shoot a free throw forever. But I'm pumped to see this, and I loved it. I love
Yeah, I
watching
like
AI.
seeing
But
him and Iverson.
yeah,
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see like I'm curious about these business deals of like trying to attack these players and getting Reebok signed and hey, Jordan and Nike are like the brand, but like why don't you do this? Like and just having Shaq and AI and being like, okay, two of the greats. I don't know, I'm excited,
yeah, they
Jack.
gotta.
I think it's gonna be
They
a good
out.
show.
Yeah, I see. I seen some clips like they had they got like a meeting with they're trying to get Cooper Flag and different things like that. And we all know he didn't go with them, but they were to get somebody because Angel Reese ain't gonna cut it. Angel, hey, Angel, and I ain't. I'm not. Look, I'm not anti-black, my people. I'm just saying, Angel Reese is not gonna cut it.
No, you just
She
recognize
ain't gonna keep the
skill.
lights on.
You just recognize skill.
Yeah, she ain't gonna keep the lights on.
Dude, there's betters that
She
do
is
like
not
how
gonna keep the lights on.
there's betters out there that bet on like if she misses her first shot all the time.
Oh yeah, follow Paige. They're on like a 3 game
Yeah.
streak.
Yeah.
This is her first shot. Hey, yeah, I'm excited for that show though.
Yeah, no,
I'm very excited for that show.
I just want to see the business. I want to be like, oh man, like I want to. And I don't know if Reebok's market share is better now, but I want to see how they dive into it. I want to see how they attack it. Um, because you're talking about people, and Shaq went to school, right? Like he went back to school to understand business after basketball, I believe, right?
I
Like,
don't
didn't he?
know. I don't know. He might have got one of those honorary type of things, but I mean, he's a businessman, so
Yeah, I mean, he owns like what several Papa Johns. Like he's massive in the Papa John's pizza, the Shakaroni. But yeah, I'm excited to see
yeah,
that. I have a lot of takes on that, and just from like a business standpoint, yeah, that's going to be a good show. But yeah, I think certain athletes have a better career after the fact, and with all the money and like what they get, it's almost impossible
yeah,
not
the
to.
access.
Yeah, the accent, like it's your
Yeah,
own wealth. Like you sign a in basketball especially, those mega deals, like those are massive amounts of money
yeah.
just getting thrown at you. And
But
almost
it's just about being around the right people, man. Because a lot of them go broke too. So
they do.
have no right people, the right investors.
It's also just like being taught about money too at a younger age. I just feel like if you are an athlete and you understand somewhat of money, because
Yeah, that's
an athlete's not a 60-year career like some people do. Like it's
yeah.
a decade at best of 10 good years, and yeah, you can make multiple $1 million across that span, but you also spend a lot of money across that.
Yeah, and it's I think I was actually thinking about this a few weeks ago, just a random shit. Like I think the athletes now will be more equipped to understand money regardless of what background they come from because you're allowed to get money at an earlier age now.
Mhm.
So you'll be able to it's like you'll be 100,000-aire if you're one of those guys in college. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to mess up money, make more money, do things to make investments, you know. Back in the day, you weren't allowed to get money, you know, but they were getting it and then they would get to the league and blow it or, you know. So I think the athletes of these next generations with NIL, see, that's where I think with NIL will help, you know, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
I still think there's. I still think
Definitely.
I'm still a. I think NIL deal is a ridiculous joke, unless you figure out a way to.
Hey,
I mean, hell, Dre. Every college is under pressure. We got our government.
yeah,
We got our fearless leader focusing
yeah,
more on how to get Harvard out of the country than focus on
yeah,
American
man.
people. Every college is
That's
going
what
to
he
be under
does.
it. Every college is going to be under it. And Dre, also, just a little side rant. The great state of Missouri, the fine
Okay.
state, decided even after the people's will of our votes, where we decided that abortion would be a choice of the woman and minimum wage would increase steadily to help working class people. Our government in the state decided to say, fuck y'all,
Yeah.
overturn that, and our Supreme Court
Yeah.
signed off on it. So, when the next person asks me, why should I go out on a freaking Tuesday and vote? Well, why? Because our fantastic leaders in the state do not give a damn if it does not fit there what they want. And I'm just saying, people, just make sure you realize this. If you're a Missouri resident or hell, any part of the country, really, just be ready for 2026 when some seats are available to and think about, are these people that work for you that get paid through tax money actually working for you and care about what you vote for? So I don't know, Dre. That was just a rant. I don't know why I said that.
No, it's all good because it's funny you say that because I talked to my you when you messaged me that a couple weeks ago about the the votes and all that. You know, I was like, I didn't know how to take it, so I talked to an older person in our family,
Mhm.
and she just told me like, Dre, our black ass has only been able to vote since 1965. People are outraged that they vote didn't matter, they didn't count. She's like, we only been able to vote for 50, 60 years, so you just adapt to it. That's literally what she told me.
Dre,
She said,
there's so
adapt and don't bitch.
I know that's one of your that's one of your credos is adapt, and you're like, we're always gonna
Yeah,
adapt.
it is.
Dre, you cannot adapt to things. You can't be like, how you gonna adapt to that, Dre? You're voting.
Hey,
Adapting. How are you adapting when you're
hey,
voting for something and it does?
hey, I
Oh,
love
hey,
you
wait, I don't like that. I'm gonna change it. This isn't what I thought. We're gonna put it on the
because
ballot, but this is what
look,
we didn't think that we were gonna get this. So because we didn't get what we wanted, we're just gonna overturn it and say fuck you. So like, how you gonna adapt? What are
because
you supposed
look,
to do?
every time I vote, Jake, I think the fix is already in. I
Oh.
don't put too many eggs in the basket with this shit. Like I've always thought the fix is in with Trump and with Biden. Like I always thought the fix was in. So and with the votes that we do for our local, like if you know, you know. Like it's I think the voting system is just a thing to keep us like we got hope.
I
It
mean,
sounds good. It's the biggest manipulation tactic in America.
in a way, yes. I think it gives the illusion of that we actually have free power of will. But
And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but I just don't think it's real.
I think voting is legitimate. There's causes of concerns on both aspects. One party's like, there's a lot of voter fraud. The other party's like, not voting safe.
Hmm.
Like, there could be a lot of voter fraud. The way our system does it is it's
Exactly.
machines are able to be manipulated. So I will say that voter fraud is a possibility. Does it happen? I don't know. There's people telling you here's the proof. People saying no, it's impossible. I don't know. I do agree with you that I think it gives you illusion of choice. I do wholeheartedly believe our votes only matter if it serves the people in power's agenda. And that's why for like the past, I don't know, since I was able to vote as an adult, it's been like this back and forth teeter totter of like we're doing this, oh fuck it, we're doing this, oh we're doing this. And I'm not for like absolute power, like having the right person vote, but we have never as a country been like steady, like a middle ground. Like it's been like
Yeah.
one extreme or the next. And I mean that's an absolute good point. For black people, you always couldn't vote. And I get it.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's like, okay, that makes sense. For women, women always couldn't vote either.
Yeah.
So it's like I get that. You're getting like this and that, but I also feel that it's the people it's your local government, I think, has way more control over you than the federal government does, in a
Absolutely.
lot more aspects of your life than you would think. And that's where the changes would be. And if there's an overwhelming power shift, I don't think you can force voter fraud. I don't think you can say like there's 10,000 people and there's like, oh, we have 9,000 votes for one candidate, 1,000 the other. I'm pretty sure people would be like, that's not even close because there's like 5,000 in polling places. But I'm no political science major. I'm no expert in it. I do not understand the ins and outs. But I would agree with you in a way of, I think it gives you the illusion, yes. But I
Hmm.
think the choices are already made based on who makes those
Was
choices?
already there.
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
already there? Because it's just like Missouri. We are a very, I don't want to say we. The state is a very conservative led state. So
Hmm.
if it doesn't align with that agenda at the current time, they're like, oh, we don't want to do this. So for those people that are in Missouri and if you think this is great for you, that's your beliefs. That's something I'm not going to judge you on. If you're someone that, you know, just remember that when it comes time for
Yeah.
your state reps.
They'll admit it that they were wrong when something kind of back to what we're talking about the athletes. When something bothers them, then that's when they'll, hey, that seems suspicious, you know.
No,
So
I just think more. We're not. I don't know. We're not old, Dre. Like we're in our mid 30s. Like we're not old, but you're not seeing a lot of mid 30-year-olds run. You're still seeing these 40s and 50s. And you're 38. Like
because
you're close to 40. So like no offense there.
I'm able to, no, I'm able to run for president, just
Yeah,
35, 35, 36.
but I'm
But
saying we're not.
they're
You're
not
not.
letting us in yet.
We're not. Yeah, you make a good point there.
Yeah, they're not,
It's you, and
they,
a lot of it is money, and a lot of it is like, you know, I would say like where you kind of start like in the ground, like the grassroots, of any political ish like job or like running
yeah.
for a county
But
or
what you
state.
said first, because Trump ain't it's money.
It's money,
It's
but
money. So,
I want younger people to run for local councils and government and there's even I'm not saying young people think a certain way either. I'm just saying like there needs to be a youth-ish movement of governance, and governance isn't supposed to be lifetime. That was never
yeah,
anyone's intention, but that's just how it's been. Like, oh, I've
that's
been in
how it
politics
runs.
for
That's
30
how it
years.
is.
And it's just like, get out there, be involved, run for something, city, county, township, whatever it may be. Yeah,
That's a good point.
I've toyed with it a little bit, but I mean, there's not a lot of red tape to it. A lot of it's like shaking hands, getting signatures, making sure you meet the status quo of like
Hmm.
you've lived here long enough, you're a citizen, you're a resident, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's a time commitment too. Like people are like, oh, can I do it? And don't be afraid to fail because a lot of people run and run and run and fail, eventually get there.
Hmm.
But I just think, yeah, and by day, I mean, it's just like the people and the incumbents are always going to have the money and the power because they already have the
Hmm.
name, they have the endorsements. And I think that's when the change shifts is like, okay, we want this person out. And I think, and I don't know about you, Dre. I don't know if you follow it. It's kind of bad for my mental health a little bit. I follow Missouri government, I guess, policy more than I probably need to, and I'm reading
Yeah,
and I'm reading comments and
yeah,
articles, and I think, Dre, you're seeing a lot of states that were once red might be turning purplish to blue because it's not like they
yeah,
don't believe in like the conservative of like, lower taxing, less government, but you're seeing that people are kind of realizing that there's not a choice. It's their way or the highway, and they want to have a voice regardless. And if it doesn't fit
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Because there's a lot of people I know that are like, no, I'm pro life, or I don't want the minimum wage to go up because of this or that. But they want the choice. They want the option to say, if this is what I voted for, or if this is what the
yeah,
results were, they need to be upheld. And I think that's kind of what you're saying in Texas.
yeah,
Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Texas is saying no more weed. So I don't know what Joe Rogan's gonna do, my guy. I don't know what he's gonna do because he moved his whole
yeah.
entire
You
thing
get,
there. And Texas is
we'll
one of
see
those
what happens.
states. Texas is one of those states. Deep red. I mean, there's like
Yeah, they're
Austin and
not.
all
Yeah,
that stuff.
Texas, Florida, and
I
they ain't
know
going no
this ain't no
Missouri.
this ain't no political podcast, but I will bring up politics from time to time. But I'm just saying, like, I think,
Oh no, we got to. The
yeah,
younger people are starting to. I think the younger people are starting to rise. I don't think the younger people will ever get in office like they should, but I think the younger people are starting to realize, like, the people that are turning 18 are like, okay, I can't make a. They're just adapting. Like, they got us to bitch and complain on the internet. They're just adapting and living and figuring this shit out. I think that's how it is, man. Like,
it's all
my
about
daughter,
growth.
she's 6. Son, he'll be 18. Like, I think they just like I won't say they're not give. Obviously, my daughter isn't giving a fuck, but my son, I don't know if he's giving a fuck about like the political view of his choice yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's just worried about tomorrow and his future. Like, I don't think they get too caught up in it yet, and I don't think their mind is gonna think like ours, if that makes sense.
That's a good point though, because it wasn't really until a few years ago where I really was like paying more attention, because it's more like it doesn't really affect me, right? Like I was 18, I could
Yeah,
vote, 19, 20, I was through college. Like a lot of stuff didn't really matter because like hell, I was just going to school, working as much as I could. I didn't have a family, I didn't have a house, I wasn't building my wealth or trying to build my life. And now that these changes happen, they do directly affect not only my beliefs in a certain way, but they will affect like outcomes in my life. And that's when I'm really focused. So
hmm,
yeah, with your son being 18, I think it's kind of crazy. But you're seeing a lot more youth movement, like you said, that people are
yeah, man.
some kids are starting to understand, like, especially this whole war against higher education, and if you're educated, your beliefs are completely wrong. But
Yeah,
probably one
it's
day we'll
kind of
get there.
getting crazy.
The one thing that I always try to convey to people is I am not a diehard one way or the other, but I fully believe that everything needs to be a true democracy with choices, and
Hmm.
you can't just say it's one way or the highway. There's checks and balances for a reason, but that's where we're at, and
Yeah, so yeah,
I'm really looking forward to the day that we can have someone in their late 30s, 40s running our country with a very modest, moderate mindset of, we got to help the people. The American people need help in a lot of aspects of life, but we also need to stop telling them how to live their life.
yeah.
I'm hoping one day we get there.
Hopefully in our lifetime. See,
We've lived through so many shit, Dre. We'll see, man. We've had so many once in a lifetime experiences as millennials. We don't
oh
know.
yeah, we've been through some shit, boy. We've been through some shit.
Every
Been through
year.
some shit,
It's every year. You can't.
man.
I don't think you could surprise a millennial at this point. I think it's just more of like, oh shit.
Nah,
Let me check this off my bingo card and see before I meet
yeah,
the Grim
for
Reaper if
real,
I can shout bingo.
for
But
real.
speaking of millennials on parenting, yeah. My son's turning 4 in July, which is huge, but and we're doing T-ball and it's not that great right now. I think we need to get him in soccer. His mind just works so fast for how slow T-ball can be sometimes.
Hmm.
But the whole thing of like our generation of parents as millennial dads were much more involved than our dads were.
Oh, what? Hell yeah.
I find that to be completely true. And like, it's not like I love my dad, but
Yeah,
the mindset I think of like, boomers and the older generation of like having a kid was like, I'm just the dad. Like I'm working, I'm providing, I'm doing my shit, I'm coming home.
yeah,
And my dad like, he was there for baseball when I played, soccer when I played, like, no doubt in that. But there was times where it's like the one-on-one interaction wasn't always there, or like,
yeah. That wasn't,
or
yeah,
or like sitting down and having a serious conversation. Like that's the things that like I never got from my dad. And like I'm my son's only, like I said, 4, but I try to have as interactions as I can, like one-on-one, tell him I love him, I'm proud of him, like whatever decision you make is like, good choice, bad choice, like try to learn. um but shout out to all you dads out there, keeping it real for all your kids and
yeah,
coming
man.
through, because it's not easy, it's tough. And
We go through a lot of shit, man. We go through a lot of shit.
I mean, moms go through it too, Dre, but I think I don't want to piss
Hey,
women. I don't want to.
they do.
I don't want to piss women off,
Hey,
Dre. I don't want to piss them off.
I don't want to piss my wife off or your wife off. But hey, they ain't gonna repost this podcast episode. Who gives a
Uh,
damn? Are they even gonna know we said this?
no,
Flat
they
out, I said
my
it. You know, it is what it is.
support us.
So
I know they do.
yeah, they support us.
They think we're goofballs probably, but like whatever.
They
This isn't.
do.
But what I was
But
saying is,
being a dad, man, yeah. Go ahead.
no, I think you know what I'm going to say. I think you know what I'm going to say. Dads have problems too, and there's not a lot of support.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of support for the dads, because not only is it still stigmatized of like you have to be the provider, like you have to be roof over your head, food on the table, safety of the family. Like that's a lot of stress. And like
it is.
my wife and I are just like yours, or it's both full-time working parents, both
Yeah.
providing to the family, but it's just it's this like, is it a stigma or is it society's way of telling us how to live, which I guess is the same thing, but it's those things that I worry about that I don't think my wife ever does. Is like, no, go.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No,
You can
that's what
take
I'm
a
saying.
point.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think she ever, like, we have different like internal thoughts. Like it's way
Yes.
different on a day-to-day
Absolutely.
basis. And there's a whole bunch of support out there for working moms and this and that. And I mean, my wife hands down is the greatest, but I'm just saying, like, dads need some respect and love on
Yeah,
certain
they need
things.
some. We need some kind of working dad stuff, emotional support. Like this shit is real. Not saying they don't give it to us, but like,
Yeah.
bro, our minds just like I'm just. I've been telling my wife, I'm like, you gotta be more. She's gotten really good. We're going to year 5 of our marriage, and I've always been banging in her head like, you gotta be more aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You have to carry a pocket knife on you, some mace, something, beer mace,
Yeah.
something. I know you might not want to do it. You don't think it'll ever happen, but you might be at Target or Walmart by yourself or with our child, and it can happen. I just want you to feel like you can protect yourself. Like I'm the protector, provider. I get all that, but I'm not always around, and like I worry a lot, bro. Like I sometimes I worry too much, but I'm just like, it can happen. Crazy shit can
It
happen to
happens all the
you.
time. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Almost, I would say, probably happens daily, just in different parts of the country and world that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if most dads out there will be probably understand this, when you go to a public restaurant or a place, like the first thing I always look at, I'm like, all right, how do I get out of here if something
Oh, the
happens?
exit. Yeah,
Yeah,
where
like
the exit?
where's
Where
the exit? Like, can I move this table as a
I can't
shield?
have my back to the door.
There's
Exactly.
I was like, is this table bolted? Like, is there a
That
window?
shield shit.
So it's like what, and I do that, and we calculate that so fast. Probably like in
Oh man,
the first minute that we get into a restaurant, I think
literally.
I think
I'm
that's a
looking around at people. I judge people. I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to sit by this table. They're too rowdy. No, I don't. Like, it's a bunch, man. A lot of shit, man. Being a dad, being a father, being a husband.
Yeah, but on the philosophical side too, it's just more of like if we were to like lose our job or hell, I don't know, get sick or like when I think I mentioned this to you when I was off my foot for a few months, can't walk, Achilles
Hmm.
tendonitis. Like I felt like depressed, like I can't do the stuff that I would normally do. Like my wife was doing everything with my son
Bro,
physically because I could not like so I was like, oh, you liked it, you liked it, I didn't
yeah,
do anything. Like I mean, yeah, it was like to sit down and it was fine, but you feel less of a man and like as not
yeah,
because
you
you can't.
feel weird. So, yeah, when that happened to me, when I had the Achilles
Mhm,
almost rupture, that was 2020. I had started a new job, what, a month prior, and I got hurt on the job.
mhm.
And Achilles was almost tore up. Like, I was out for a year and 3 months out of work. I got married a week and a half, 2 weeks. We got married after uh my Achilles got fucked up. She's still with me. She rolled with me. She was the only one working. I was stay at home dad. We made it work. Not one time was she. I know she felt the pressure of the world on her because she had a few moments where but she believed in me. So there goes a moment where they give a fuck. Man, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, she's the one. She's the one. Because Jay, I don't know if you know this. I was married before.
I knew,
I was married before.
I knew.
Like, bro, I didn't marry for all the wrong reasons. And Ty saved my life, bro. So, like, and she stuck with me through the worst part of my life. Bro, that depression, we had the same exact thing going on. And you going through it, you're getting out of it now, but man, it was real. It was real, man.
Yeah,
Going through
it's
that and COVID,
yeah, that could not have been good. I mean,
man.
yours was probably a worse situation because like I was my job's like, I work from home and I do sit on my butt a lot because I work in software, so I help people through video calls, so and over the
Yeah,
phone and do a lot of work that way. So like I was still able to work and do all that stuff, but like it's the other stuff like getting them ready,
yeah.
picking them up, taking them, standing up to cook dinner. Like so, yeah, your situation was probably more brutal than mine, but I mean for anybody,
No, no,
but
but that mental,
it's the mental thing, and yeah, I do think dads don't. I think a lot of people just again, this was probably from our dad's generation. Like we didn't get taught this, and I think our generation, our children's generation, will be better than we are, and that's the ultimate goal of a parent: is
yeah. We're teaching.
give your kid a better life aspect and mentality of being curious and generous and understanding. But anyway, no more self talk. But do you and your wife? What's your guys' parenting tactics? You guys helicopter parents? What?
Well, see, that's the thing. I've had to look that up. Like, helicopter parenting gets a bad rap. Like, is it bad that I give a fuck what my kid's doing at every moment? Like, the whole, uh, well, let the kids be a kid. Like,
Window.
no,
Not this time. Not in this time.
no, no. Like, let him break his arm. Let it get cavities. Let it be obese. No.
The
Like, what?
obese
Yeah,
obesity.
like for real, kids, they started. You get it from your parents, your family. Like if you just kids will be kids. Like no, yeah, you can be a kid, but this is my kid. Like I'm setting the standard. Like Nana ain't no soda. You know,
It's always
like
the
it is what
nanas.
it
It's
is.
always the nanas.
Always, always. Hey, I love you, Nana, but hey, you know, you
The
know.
helicopter parenting to me is not that in a way, but it's more of like don't touch that. Don't go over there.
Well,
Don't watch that TV
hey,
show. Like that's kind of like helicopter parenting in my aspect. But I guess it's the
hey,
same.
I'm that way. Hey,
It's probably the same. It's probably the same, right? Because it's more of being there for I guess everything, making sure they're eating the right foods. I don't think helicopter parenting is necessarily bad because, like, with my son, it's like we do say hey, just let him be a kid, let him be a boy.
Yeah.
But I'm also like teaching him like today he was spinning himself in circles, getting himself dizzy. He loves doing that. We're outside. We got a little patio. But I was like, dude, you spin yourself too much. You're gonna hit yourself on this
Yeah.
patio.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
He spun too much and he fell. Luckily for him, he fell back into his sandbox that he built a water moat and he just got soaked. And he was just like, I
He
do not
learned
like this.
fast.
I was like, and
Nope.
he didn't cry. I looked at him. I said, this is what happens, but you could have hurt yourself on this concrete. So
Yeah, man.
I'm in the mentality of like, I let him make choices and have him do those outcomes. But like, if he's in a dangerous situation, like, God, no, I'm not letting him do something. But
Yeah.
I'll also let it. Maybe when he gets to school, it's a different conversation. School's already freaking intense with like all the shit that
Oh,
they have to deal with that we never had to do. But might be's different. But I don't think helicopter parenting is bad. I mean,
no,
I
it's
guess
not.
I think you get that soft parenting, the millennial ways, what people say, and the hardcore parenting. My dad threatened me with the belt all the time. Take it off, do the whole like,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
man, what the hell you gonna do with that? Sit the fuck down.
Yep.
Because I knew he could.
Exactly.
I knew he could hit me. My mom would beat his ass if he
Right.
put that belt on me. I think maybe one time I probably
Yeah.
got it because I was probably being a little shit. But
Yeah.
I know at a time I played it because I was like, what the fuck you gonna do? Like you can't do that. Mom beat
Yeah,
your ass.
right. Yeah,
But
man. I do a lot of things with Mackenzie. Like she's always like I had to let her know, like, not everybody wants to play with you. Not everybody wants to be your friend. So we'll be at like a park and she'll be like, oh, do you want to be my friend? And a girl or somebody would be like, no, I don't want to play with you. Not even in a mean way, but just like, no, I just don't want to play with you. I don't know you.
mhm,
And Mackenzie, she didn't know how to take that at first. And just let her know, like, this is the real world. I like parenting when it's something happens in the real world, when she has to find out like that, like, okay, that's weird. Why is that kid not want to play with me? Well, that kid just doesn't want to play with you. That's it, baby. She don't hate you. She don't dislike you. She just don't know you, and she don't want to play with you. But yeah, I've been dealing with that, and she'll start summer school here soon, so she said she's gonna be practicing for first grade, so
that's awesome.
see how that goes.
That's so wild because I remember when she was born, and I'm just like,
In that belly.
it's crazy how fast they grow. And it's just like it's not one of those things that people say like, "Oh, you're getting so big." I'm like, "Nah, it's real time." Like
Yeah,
I feel like it was just couple like 3 weeks ago that we were had a little
yeah.
potato just sleeping all day. We
Oh shit.
do something very similar in regards to like the real world experience, and our son's learning really quickly as well. Kind of the exact opposite because he might be that kid that says I don't want to play with you. He's and it's not that he just I think it's just more of he's also the first to do he's on both sides. He's the first to try to make a new friend, and when he does, it's great. But he's also the first to say like, Nah, I just want to be by myself.
Right,
And
I'm good.
but he has it's not a problem, might not be the way to put it, but when he finds a friend, like in some group dynamic, like on a sports team or the school or like his class, he like latches on to that one particular kid.
Mm, mm,
And it's not like a bad thing. Like we have some family friends that he met at his first daycare who goes to a different district, just a neighboring district, but we still see them monthly. We do a Lowe's build together because you go to Lowe's build
right.
so they do that. They love seeing each other. Then we go out to lunch. So like in a good an aspect, it's like that's great. Only child, he's an only child. We got some adult friends now that have the same. We have the common like we're raising little boys together. So like we're trying to get this shit figured out. But it's like the other aspects like he doesn't want to play with kids or like he doesn't give other kids a chance sometimes. But
Mm,
kids kind of have good friends for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying like that's just how he is and you kind of teach them like, hey, you don't always have to be next to this person. Like you can
right,
wander out or you can go play with them. Like when we go to the library, it's like a mix. Like he wants to go play with the toys that the other kids have, or some kid sits next to him on the same like computer and he's like, get the hell away from me type of thing. So it's one of those
right.
things where you just got to teach them, and it's hard to teach them. You don't always need to go up to somebody and because you don't know who they
Yeah.
are,
You have to
especially
learn in real
adults.
time. Yeah.
especially adults. But he knows his address. We do it all the time coming home. Like, hey, what's our house number? Like, what road we live on? Because I'm like, hey, if there's ever a situation where you get lost and a law enforcement officer or someone teacher asks you where you live, like you got to know. And it's great that he knows
Hmm.
that, memorize it, and he knows our first names. So like, if someone asks like, what's your dad's name? Like, what's your mom's name?
That's good. That's good.
It's just one of those things you don't want to go through as a parent. But like, I'm like, nah, man, I gotta prep my kid. I gotta make sure he knows everything.
Right. That's real. That's
Do
real,
you
man.
do you guys how do you guys? What's your thoughts on disciplining? How do you guys discipline your daughter? Like,
Well, we
is
don't.
it firm talking to, or are you like, no, don't do that? That's
Yeah, firm talking to. First off, I've never laid a hand on any of my kids, so we don't do that. But just I've gotten better with because being a boy dad all the
uh,
years, a little bit more stern, but it's not fair. You got to be even. So with my daughter, because she's the only one that lives in the house, I'm just a little bit more softer now. But at first, it was tough because the wife would always tell me, "You got to understand, you're big. You're the." In my mind, I'm like, "Girl, this you doing the whole big black guy thing. What are you? What's your angle?" But I had to really realize what she's saying. You're big. You can come off demonstrative. So I fixed that, and I just a lot of times I'll just sit my daughter down, like, look, this is this, and this is what we're gonna do. Like, you can't be doing this. You know better,
uh,
and fix it. The whole I'm taking your iPad away. I'm taking this thing away. I never thought that worked, and we've tried that, so we kind of steer away from that because that's not the real world. You mess up. I mean, it is the real world. If you do something bad, your liberties get taken away. I get that, but like saying you're taking when she gets older, when taking your phone, you're grounded, you're on punishment. Like, I would just rather her live and learn. She made a mistake. All right, let's figure out how we can fix it. We haven't had to deal with bad grades or anything yet because she's not at that age yet. But for now, I've come in a little soft, and it's funny because Ty, she'll come in hot sometime. Now I'm like, hey, babe, now you gotta
not her,
relax.
not her. She doesn't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you gotta relax. Let's not. And anytime we cuss now, that's $1. So
You too, like you and her.
yeah,
That's $1.
yeah. Anytime we cuss, it's $1 to around our daughter. So.
Yeah. Now that's a good point because my wife and I had we've had this conversation like even when we knew we were pregnant and like even like when I knew I was gonna be a dad. So I will not, and I'm not a vulgar person. Like I don't just cuss like a sailor but I do drop some words from
Mm,
time to time. And I'm not gonna hide those words from my son because I also like just a little tidbit. I mean, words are words. Like you can use them in a very aggressive manner, but
yeah,
there's also context to words that like people have put on over time that I'm like, this is just a word, like whatever it may be. I know some words are worse than others, but I will not like if I say shit or like fuck that. Like I'm not gonna hide that from my son. I'm gonna teach him like, hey,
right,
at home in our house, you can say this word in a way that is not negative towards a person or something,
right,
but you cannot use
right,
these words outside the house. That's when I would get upset, especially at a
right,
teacher or like an elder. And so
right,
like it was just interesting, like you say that because like I understand that philosophy for some, but for me, I'm just teaching them like to not maybe say free speech, but like it's also just teaching them young, like, hey, this word just it means this, it can mean this, it can mean that, but like you never use it in this sense. Like that's what you don't do. Like that will get I would get hit or I would get locked up or people would think I'm dumb or something like that.
right.
But no, I was just that was a good point you made. I just wanted to bring that up for
Well,
just a
that's a
question.
good point you said, though. I gotta try to incorporate that. Like,
Because
let her know,
eventually,
like, okay, this is used like this, because
mm-hmm,
it's gonna have to use it at some point.
you're gonna hear it, you're gonna see it more now than ever. Um, I guess my question is, did you see? And this is what we're worried about a little bit from starting kindergarten and preschool is different. They're 4 to 3. They're kind of learning stuff. They're learning how to cut with scissors and like write their names, like the fun stuff. But did you guys see with your daughter? And I think when we ran into you guys at the store, I think I asked your wife and she said yeah. But did you see a change in like attitude or a change in like I need this because so and so has this, or why can't we do
Oh,
this?
oh yeah, yeah. That's but we nipped that in the bud fast. Like such and such parents let them do this. Okay, well that's not yeah, we're not their parents. Like you're
Mhm.
not that's not our kid or they have this, why I don't have it? Well, because you don't have it.
Yeah,
That's it. Like
that's the
yeah,
one
the
thing
it's
that,
starting to happen.
and because my wife was like, he's just gonna ask for like, because we when we go to like Target or Walmart or like TJ Maxx, like I'll buy him clothes, like oh, so it's a pretty cool shirt, and she's like, man, he's gonna be asking for like all this stuff, like I'm like, I don't know, like do kindergartners really know like what Nike is?
Yeah.
Do kindergartners really know
Not
like
not like Nike, but like Minecraft
that's
and different things
yeah
like that.
game, and so like
There's that influence is coming, like different things like that. Yeah,
I think that's one
definitely.
thing that my wife's kind of nervous about in a way too. And, for me, it's like, I think of it as like my son probably has more than other kids. So
Yes,
I'm also like worried on the opposite spectrum is like, is my son going to be that kid that's like, I got this, I got that. Why don't
he's the
you have this? Why don't you
influencer.
have that? And I'm like, growing up as the youngest of three, I also am a massive. I don't know if you knew this, Jay. My older siblings are much older than I am, like decades older than me, plus.
I didn't know. I didn't even. It's breaking news.
So I am essentially like an only child, but I also have older siblings, and it was a very weird dynamic because like I was like, oh, whoops, baby, but I also tell them like I'm a golden child. Like without me, like my parents would have had just them, and that put them in. Well, I would have been.
Right.
Oh God, you know what I mean? Hallmark
Yeah.
movie, I guess. But what was I saying? I kind of got spoiled in a way of twofold. I was younger than my siblings at that time, but also my parents had more money when I was born when they weren't.
Mm,
So my mom, God rest her soul, I love you, mom. She was an educator, and when they were born, she wasn't nearly as high in like the quote unquote ranks as an
right.
educator. So and my dad was working as a union, was very more stable than when he was driving trucks. He was in certain things of that nature. So I
Right.
had more of like a luxury lifestyle, not like a rich kid. There was
No.
kids that
Right.
had a
Right.
lot
Right.
more, but I
I know
was like an
exactly
old
what you
yeah.
mean.
So my point is, I give my son a lot of stuff that like I had. Well, this would have been cool, and I try to like, oh, I wish I had this, so I'm gonna get it for my son because like this is sick. Like I want to play with this, or I want to do that.
Right.
And like he doesn't have like there's kids out there that are younger than him, same age, that have an iPad. Like no, like I know your daughter does, but she's old. But I'm saying
Hmm.
like they have an iPad. Some of them have phones, but I don't want him to be like that. Yeah, I don't want him to be like I got this, you don't, or why do you only have a
Right.
ham sandwich for lunch when I have this? And I think that scares me more than like my son coming
Right.
and be like, why do I not have that? Because I'm like, damn, am I creating something that's like,
So I think I understand where you're coming from, and now I know exactly what you mean. So with my daughter, she has more than, like you said, she has more than the average kid. Thankful to God for that. But she is very grounded and respectful, and she is not a bully or like makes fun of people or things of that nature. It all comes from home. It all comes from home base. Like, yeah, sure, some kids can be influenced by other kids and start doing mean things to other kids, but I think you and your wife got it. Like, I think y'all be good. I think y'all be good.
I think so too. I think it's more of especially for boys, like the older they get, the easier they deal with, and like the
Yeah,
opposites for girls. They say the older they get, the harder it's going to be in the teenage years. So good luck with that, Dre. But
yeah, yeah.
we'll be fine though. I think I will be fine. I think it's just more of the stuff I don't want to deal with because it's like, well, why can't this or like I hate you. You guys let me do anything, but that's probably years down the road. But yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've dealt with that. Hey, I've dealt with that a little bit already.
He'll say certain things that I'm like, "Where'd you hear that from?" And I'm like, "It's got to be a kid at school or like the way he hears the situation." Because we
Uh,
when back to the helicopter parents thing, like we monitor everything he watches. Like we know what shows he watches. He watches like the same type of shows, but we don't let him do YouTube. Like we'll do it for a couple things. Like there's a guy called Danny Go who's awesome. Like he does like these really cool beat
mhm.
musics and like really fun dance stuff to get the wiggles out and stuff. There's always good and they're good songs. Anyway, kind of like Miss Rachel.
Do you use kids YouTube?
No, see, the thing is, no, I YouTube is just very not, and we post on YouTube, but like when we post, we say this is not for kids, just to cross all the T's there. But YouTube also has ads that will bring up stuff that I don't want him to watch, or it will be like the thumbnail is a picture of a toy, and like you watch it, and it's a weird overlay of some guy talking that's like really fucking weird. So
Yeah,
some of the stuff he hears, I'm like, okay, it's got to be from school because it's like this isn't the stuff that we let him watch. And we even tell the nana Oma Nopa, like don't let him watch X Y Z, or if he says this, like he can't. But I mean, we've already getting in that whole
yeah.
thing with like Paramount Plus always giving us these damn commercials with these Hot Wheel toys or these monster trucks. He's like, I want that, I want that. Why can't I have that? I'm like, God dang, here we go. I thought we didn't have commercials these
Well,
days, Trey.
hey, it is what it is, man. That's how it goes. But if you guys haven't tried kids YouTube, I'd say try that. But hey, parent how you want to parent and whatever you think is right. You like it, I love it
Go
for
outside,
sure.
play with the stick, like my parents always
Yeah,
say.
right. Nah, fuck that. Nah. I'm not even going. Hey, I don't want my daughter to go outside and ride her bike somewhere. Fuck that. Nope.
Are you
That
gonna?
ain't, we can't get back to those days.
Are you going to do like a tracker, like some people do, like the Apple tags or like those
Absolutely,
bracelets?
I might already. We might already do it.
That's
You
okay.
know,
Okay.
like
I guess with
it's
school, I
got to
mean, yeah,
be,
you kind of got to know where they're at least in some aspect.
man, for real. This shit is real.
I always thought about just getting like one of those little tiny, like, because cameras, crazy tech. Get those little tiny little cameras, put it on him. I can see what he's doing every second of the day.
Yeah,
Make sure the teachers and other students and be like, well, who's this kid? Why does this kid just push my kid? Just like, who is this?
right.
Who is this? I don't know. But I don't know, Dre. I don't know. It's been a good week. A lot of fun stuff coming. We're still trying to figure out how to just post the audio, so that's just me. And
Yeah, man.
I gotta figure
We're
that
gonna
out.
figure it out.
How many people watched episode 4? Episode 1, we
Shit, I
got
haven't.
we had a good amount. I'd say over 100 people is a good amount for only having 5 episodes and
Yeah,
us not really having like
we
a
just gotta get more of
page.
y'all to post it. I don't care if you don't even have to watch it. Just repost it for
Post
me.
it. We gotta we
Copy and
gotta
paste. I don't
we
even
gotta
care.
we got to get a I don't want to say TikTok because I'm not a TikToker, but we got to get like an Instagram page. So because one of my someone I know that watches says, oh, you guys got to get like a page so I can like repost it or something when you guys do like the
Yeah, I've been
drops.
slacking. Hey, people, that's my fault. I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna get on it.
God damn it, Jeremy.
I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna be. Hey, I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna get on it.
No, before we wrap up, you got anything else you want to chit chat
That's it,
about?
man. It's an hour and a half. I think we did good, man. Just shooting the shit. It's a good episode.
It was every episode's a good episode. We want to thank you guys for watching and listening and supporting us. Even for we're just doing this because we just love to get. And I are two people that are, I don't want to say opinionated. We just like to talk. We just like to
Yeah.
dive deep into conversations, which is why I think you and I got along so well. Which we only knew each other in passing, both working at Best Mall a long
Yep.
time ago. But thanks for everyone watching. My good co-host Andre 3000 says, "Stay great. Not everything is black and
Yeah,
white."
got to. Not everything is. Hey, and if you liked it, tell somebody you love. If you hated it, tell an enemy. We out.
I love it.